come to order. Members will take their seats. Guests, please clear the aisles and go to your assigned seats, please. Ladies and gentlemen, newly elected officials, invited guests, and families of those being sworn in today, my name is Marvin Abney, and I have been re-elected in District 73, and I am the senior member of the Newport delegation to the House of Representatives. In accordance with Article 7, Section 2 of our state constitution, which provides that the senior member from Newport preside in the organization of the House, it is my pleasure to take the rostrum. At this time, I would ask for the approval of the Journal of June 20th and 21st, 2014. Hearing no objections, the House Journal of June 20th and 21st, 2014 is approved. At this time, it is my pleasure to invite Brother Thomas Garrow, President of LaSalle Academy in Providence, to the rostrum to deliver the invocation.
It is certainly an honor to offer this invocation on this auspicious event. I have the greatest regard for all who are called to public service, and particularly for the men and women in this chamber who have generously offered their time and talent to serve the people of this great state. And as you prepare to assume this great responsibility, let us now pause and ask God, and Father of all who devote themselves to the common good, for his guidance and protection. Father, watch over and protect all our elected officials. Provide them with the courage and wisdom to successfully fulfill their vocation in life. Help them to understand and accept personal differences and unite them with a common purpose, dedication, and commitment to achieve justice and prosperity for all the citizens of Rhode Island, always being mindful of those most vulnerable in our midst. Also bless their families, many of whom are with us today, because of how much they sacrifice in order to help their loved ones so that they may serve others. And Lord, we offer this prayer knowing that we come to know and serve, knowing that we come best to serve you through the selfless service of others. Please continue to pour out your blessings on the service of all the elected officials gathered before you here today. And we ask all of this in your name. Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
Brother Garrow, on behalf of the entire House of Representatives and the invited guest, I thank you for that very appropriate and inspiring invocation. At this time, I invite the Cranston Fire Department Honor Guard to post the colors. The Honor Guard will be accompanied by the Rhode Island Professional Firefighters Pipe and Drum Band.
Ready. On. Order. On.
I want to express my appreciation and heartfelt thanks to the Cranston Fire Department Honor Guard for posting the colors of our nation and our state, and for the Rhode Island Professional Firefighters Pipe and Drum Band for their inspiring and powerful presentation. Our men and women serving in fire departments across the state and nation epitomize the American spirit of honor, of dedication, and loyalty to the citizens they serve, the state and the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Delia Tanzi, Amanda Marshall, Mia Slater, Madeline Slater, and Gianna Ucci. The young children are all children of representatives being sworn in today, and they will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I would like to thank the young ladies for leading us in the pledge. That flag is an important symbol and inspiration in the representative democracy for which we celebrate today. I'd now like to introduce Christopher Davey, a junior at the University of Rhode Island, to come to the rostrum, and he will sing for us the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You can be seated now. Thank you, Christopher. The anthem is yet another reminder of the struggles our forefathers engaged in to protect and defend the best concepts and ideals of our state and our nation. And you've done that song proud. Clerk McCabe, do you have any communications from the Secretary of State? And if so, please read the communications.
Yes, we do, sir. 2015. To the Honorable House of Representatives, I, Nellie M. Gorbea, Secretary of State, hereby certify the following list of my members elected to the House of Representatives in the General Assembly in accordance with the certificate of election filed in this office by the Board of Elections on the 3rd day of December 2014, as provided by Sections 22-3-1 and 22-3-13 of the General Laws of the State of Rhode Island. In testimony whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and affixed the seal of the State of Rhode Island on this 6th day of January, A.D. 2015. Respectfully yours, Nellie M. Gorbea, Secretary of State.
Clerk McCabe, please call the roll aloud. All members present shall respond by saying present when their names is called.
Representative Abney.
Present.
Representative Ackerman. Representative Agello. Representative Almeida. Representative Amori. Representative Azanaro. Representative Barros. Representative Bennett. Representative Blazewski. Representative Canario. Representative Cannavale. Representative Carson. Representative Casey, Representative Chippendale, Representative Corvese, Representative Costa, Representative Costantino, Representative Coughlin, Representative Craven, Representative DeSimone, Representative Diaz, Representative Edwards, Representative Falella, Representative Filippi, Representative Fogarty, Representative Gallison, Representative Giarrusso, Representative Handy, Representative Hearn, Representative Hull, Representative Jacquard, Representative Johnston, Representative Kazarian, Representative Keeble, Representative Kennedy, Representative Lally, Representative Lancia, Representative Lima, Representative Lombardi, Representative Macbeth, Representative Maldonado, Representative Malik, Representative Marcello, Representative Marshall, Representative Mattiello, Representative McKernan, Representative McLaughlin, Representative McNamara, Representative Mello, Representative Messier, Representative Morgan, Representative Morin, Representative Nardolillo, Representative Norton, Representative Newberry, Representative Nunes, Representative O'Brien, Representative O'Grady, Representative Palangio, Representative Phillips, Representative Price, Representative Regenberg, Representative Riley, Representative Roberts, Representative Rogero, Representative Serpa, Representative Shikarchi, Representative Slater, Representative Solomon, Representative Tanzi, Representative Tobon, Representative Trillo, Representative Ucci, Representative Williams, and Representative Winfield.
We have a quorum. At the beginning of our session, I noted that our Rhode Island Constitution gives the senior member of the House the honor and privilege of presiding over the organization of the House. With that authority, I wanted to take this opportunity to offer my own remarks. First, I want to acknowledge and thanks so much for all of the guests who have come out in this warm, hot, sunny New England weather to be with us today. We have members here from the executive branch, general officers, the judicial branch, the legislative, attending guests, families, and friends. And I want to give a special hello to my freshman classmates of 2013. That was a tough group to be a part of a freshman of. I see Representative Casey, who I sit next to for half my life, is laughing. They think that in the 15 minutes that I have to do this, that I have a little more power than I really do. So they sent me a lot of emails asking for things that they didn't get granted last year. Now, I did sign an executive order, but that ends in about 22 minutes. So you better take those offices and parking spaces now before it's over. Which Representative Kazarian, one of our youngest member, thought that she could get away with having a position that was next to the Speaker's parking position because she was the youngest member of the legislature. But I nixed that one. So you have to wait and ask the real Speaker when that time comes. So I'm sorry. And I know that my good friend Canario couldn't be here today, but he asked, he was a freshman who worked with a great group of veterans who helped eliminate the tolls on the Seconic Bridge. You remember that? Well, he wants to take it a little further and have all of the bridges and tunnels in America without tolls on them. But I don't think that we have that authority. Plus, I think the governor may have something to say about that. So I'm sorry, Canario. I know when you're watching the tape, I did give you that shout out, and thanks for the $20 bill. I'd like to welcome you to the People's House. Since the earliest days of our statehood, Rhode Islanders have met in various places in their neighborhoods, in their villages, cities, and towns to do one of the things that we do best: argue, sort out important public issues. But at the end of those spirited discussions, we always found a way to act on measures that would benefit the common good of the whole. In these few short minutes that I'm privileged to give remarks, they're not totally about Representative Abney. They're about a family of legislators that, despite what you may hear or read about yourselves, a family of honorable individuals with whom I'm honored to work and practically live with for half my life each year. Furthermore, my remarks are to my special interest group, the families of the state of Rhode Island and those of District 73 whom I proudly represent. One family arrived in Rhode Island in about 1996 in a 1980 Plymouth Voyager. In that Voyager was an African American, a Cape Verdean wife, 2 sons, half Cape Verdean, half African American, and a daughter who was half African American and one half Puerto Rican. You know, there must be something in the air in Rhode Island, because now this modern Rhode Island family consists of a Dominican daughter-in-law, 4 beautiful granddaughters with combined cultures of African American, Cape Verdean, Dominican, Irish, and Portuguese. It's like a UN family. Another family that I have grown fonder of every day, each passing day I think of this family, is the family of Lieutenant Thorpe from Cranston. Lieutenant Thorpe was a soldier. He flew airplanes in World War II. A good friend of mine who's in the East Gallery, Ken Dooley, and another good friend of mine, former Representative Peter Martin, are working on his story. And this is a true American hero. He was 20 years old when he died. He had to struggle to gain the weight that it took to handle the airplane that he was piloting in World War II. His uniform didn't even fit. When he finished his flight training, he volunteered for the most hazardous duty in the theaters of war. When his aircraft was hit by anti-aircraft fire, he crash-landed, was taken to the enemy camp, asked to divulge information, which he wouldn't do, about our country. He was shot in the knee, shot in the leg so that he couldn't run, and finally beheaded and buried in a shallow grave. Now, I mention that family from Cranston because Lieutenant Thorpe didn't say, oh, I'm going to go and serve just for Cranston or just for Newport. He went to serve all of us. I was out at the Veterans Cemetery several weeks ago, and we were putting together a memorial for Lieutenant Thorpe. And his brother, Gil Thorpe of Cranston, was standing next to me, and I was feeling pretty down because of what we were doing. But he comforted me and said, Marvin, just go to Smith Hill and do what's right for families like mine, for families like that first family I mentioned, which was mine. We all spend far too much time looking for differences in ourselves in Rhode Island than looking for the things that we have in common. All families want to grow and nurture a family. We all wish to be served by a supportive community. That's not unusual for the culture of Rhode Islanders. Almost a year and a half ago, a young man stood right at this podium who had been to Afghanistan at that time, was getting ready to go back for a second combat tour. My son, Captain Christian Abney, was given one of the most heartwarming welcomes by this assembly that I had ever seen. People didn't even know him, but you know the great thing about that was every single week, every week, there was always somebody who would say, Marvin, how's your boy? How's he doing? Those are the kinds of families that we serve. And that young man stood here and said, you know, when I'm over in the desert and I get lonely, I think about Rhode Island. I think about the water, the ocean, our beaches, and I'm coming back. And there he is up in the East Gallery right now, Captain Christian Abner, whom you guys gave. Thank you for him. But we all are family-oriented and wish to be independent. That young man and Lieutenant Thorpe is why we do what we do. He has said, and I believe him, because he's in graduate school now, still in the military, I want to come back to Rhode Island. And I want perhaps to start a business or raise a family. That's why we come here. Now, I'm proud to serve in a small capacity as we organize for a serious purpose. I am but 1/75th of this House, of people who sacrifice precious time, effort, and sometimes their family time to do what is good for the whole. I'm proud to be associated with an organization that looks forward and not backwards. We learn by our mistakes, but we are forward-looking. We're organizing to move toward the difficult decisions that we have to do. My good friend, Rep. Casey, who's a fireman, they move to the fire. They don't move away from it. We move as a body to the hot spots. We don't run from them. We're also organized, and we understand that we will have naysayers who will, no matter what we do, have something to say about that, but that's okay. That's America, and that's what we do, and guess what? We will work to make sure that the naysayers are taken care of also. You will hear comments ad infinitum about what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong, but we are working hard at it. Now, I'm a soldier. I don't propose to be anything else. And I learned in Officer Candidate School a long time ago that you cannot lead from behind. Now, you can be a good director, a good choreographer, but you cannot lead from behind. There are difficult times that we have to face. It requires courage and it requires loyalty. Not simply loyalty to a person, but a loyalty to a cause that's bigger than what we are. Now, I can say what some people can't say. We have, in this House, on both sides of the aisle, some of the best legislative leadership in America, bar none. And I know that because I spend my summers traveling about other legislative conferences and I meet people. So I'm not afraid to say that. The support staff that we have here is second to none. They keep us ready to go all of the time. In my opinion, we are organizing today for success. Failure is not an option. As I begin to close, I ask you to do this for me. When you get home tonight, after all the revelry, after all of the celebrations, find an old family album. Yes, we still have albums for some of us who are a little aged. But find those albums and look at the pictures of your mother, your father, your grandparents, your great-grandparents. You will see in those faces the strength and the courage that it took for them to get through some difficult times in their lives. The strength in their physical stature. They were proud standing next to their first car, or perhaps your first car. The jobs that they had, the factories that they worked at, the clothes that they had on their Sunday best. You'll understand, as I do, that we're organizing not just numbers on a chart, but we're organizing to create an environment in which no matter what your station in life is, whether your contribution is that of a fisherman or a farmer or a skilled blue-collar worker, dedicated public servant, business owner, we're here to create that environment for all to flourish. We can do that. That's my reflections on what we do as a House and as a group. I thank you for your attention, and it's an honor to work with you, and we can build a state where we will honor the Captain Abneys, the Lieutenant Thorpes, who represent all of the goodness and the good things that Rhode Island has to offer. Thank you very much for your time and listening. The chair would like to appoint the following committee to escort the Honorable Secretary of State, Nellie Gorbea, to the rostrum to administer the oath of office to the members of the House of Representatives. Representative Ackerman, Representative Agello, Representative Bennett, Representative Chippendale, Representative Costantino, Representative Falella, Representative Giarrusso, Representative Handy, Representative Johnston, Representative Kazarian, Representative Lombardi, Representative McLaughlin, Representative Morgan, Representative Nunes, Representative O'Grady, Representative Phillips, Representative Ruggiero, and Representative Tansey. Secretary of State, welcome to the House of Representatives, and congratulations on your election. Will the members please rise and raise your right hand?
You, being chosen to the place of representative in the General Assembly, do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful to this state of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations, that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of this state, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of your office to the best of your abilities, according to the law, so help you God. Congratulations. I look forward to working with you.
Okay, everybody's happy. Thank you, Secretary of State Gobert, and again, congratulations on your election. Before we do the next order of business, I would like to make sure that everyone knows who MyRock and Foundation is. My wife, Cheryl Abney, is up in the East Gallery. My granddaughter, Sierra, and my son, Lee, is running around taking pictures. So that rounds out part of that family I was telling you about. The next order of business is the election of the Speaker of the House. Are there any nominations? The chair will recognize Brian Patrick Kennedy of Westerly, the new Dean of the House.
Thank you very much, Mr. Presiding Officer. It is my honor today to rise and nominate Representative Nicholas A. Mattiello of Cranston to the constitutional position of Speaker of the Rhode Island House of Representatives for the legislative term of 2015 and 2016. Representative Mattiello has been a state legislator since 2007, and he has served many roles in the House of Representatives, including as a member of the Finance Committee, as Majority Leader, and most recently as Speaker of the House since March 25, 2014. We all recall the dark days of the early spring in 2014 when the federal authorities raided the offices of the former Speaker. After his resignation, then Majority Leader Mattiello put his name forth for the position of Speaker of the House, and he promised a new and open leadership team to represent the members of the House of Representatives. He's delivered on those promises. His door is open for members to meet with him. Appointments are often set for that same day, as requested by the members. And if an appointment is not available, the Speaker goes out of his way to try to schedule that appointment for the next day and will call that member to let them know that he's aware of their concern and is trying to set up that meeting with them. Every legislative day, the Speaker walks the floor of the House before the start of the session and again after the session to give the members of the House an opportunity to speak with him on the issues of the day. I've been here, this is the start of my 27th year. I've never seen a Speaker do that on a daily basis until Nick Mattiello began that practice last year. As Speaker, he's provided bipartisan leadership appointments on committees, and he's assured that party caucuses are member-driven instead of staff-driven. He's promoted a mantra of jobs and the economy, as well as collaboration, and he's earned the respect of the business community, local chambers of commerce, and the people of our state. In 2013, he led the effort to create a new Economic Development Planning Council to help get the state's economy back on track. In his acceptance speech in March, he outlined his goals to get the unemployment rate down in Rhode Island, to grow jobs, and to get the people back to work. He promised we would look at the state's tax structure to reduce the burden on every class and lessen the burden for Rhode Island businesses to allow them to achieve success and prosperity. And he promised to look at regulatory burdens on businesses and has worked to address those issues as well. Speaker Mattiello was able to bring about an orderly and early recess of the House, the passage of a balanced budget, and helped to reassert the authority of the House in budget and legislative priorities. In just 3 months as Speaker, he focused on improving the state's economy and the job climate by enacting a state budget which cut the corporate tax rate from 9% to 7%, which is the lowest in New England. And he spearheaded the effort to raise the exemption on the estate tax from approximately $922,000 to $1.5 million, while removing the fiscal cliff provision. Speaker Mattiello has demonstrated a strong desire and willingness to tackle the problems of our state and to move us forward. He and Majority Leader John DeSimone traveled to New York City this past spring and met with bond counsels from the various rating agencies to see what choices we might have to address the 38 Studios fiasco. They wanted to see and learn firsthand the information about our potential options, and they clearly demonstrated a proactive approach of this House leadership team. The Speaker, when requested, has visited nearly every legislative district of the House members and has worked with members on issues that directly affect their districts. He's demonstrated both in word and in deed his interest in collaborating with the members of this House and creating a better state. He knows that ultimately it's not just words of support, but actual action that will make a difference. In March, Speaker Mattiello said his message to the people of Rhode Island was, please have faith, be optimistic. We're going to move forward in a positive direction. You saw people coming together. You saw optimism in the room, and I would love for the public to have that same optimism. Speaker Mattiello is a lifelong Rhode Island resident, and he and his wife, Mary Ann, are the proud parents of two sons, Nicholas, who recently graduated from the University of Rhode Island, and Anthony, who is attending Franklin Pierce University in New Hampshire. The Speaker is a member of St. Mary's Feast Society, the Oak Lawn Grange, a parishioner of Immaculate Conception Church in Cranston, and a former baseball coach for the Cranston Western Little League. And of course, we all know he is an avid Harley-Davidson motorcyclist during the warm weather season. So, Mr. Presiding Officer, I enthusiastically rise and submit the name of my good friend, Representative Nicholas A. Mattiello, for consideration as Speaker of the Rhode Island House of Representatives. And I ask all my colleagues to give him unanimous support to continue to lead this chamber for the next 2 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Kennedy. The chair will recognize Representative Charlene Lima of Cranston to second the nomination of Representative Nicholas Mattiello of Cranston as Speaker of the House.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. My fellow representatives, it is with a deep sense of honor and a strong sense of hope for the future prosperity of our state that I rise to second the nomination of Representative Nicholas Mattiello for Speaker of the Rhode Island House of Representatives. Nicholas Mattiello is a leader with a clear vision on how to revive Rhode Island's economy and the strength, intelligence, and determination to achieve this vision with results, not rhetoric. Nick will give Rhode Islanders an honest assessment of the economic shortcomings facing our state, and he will also give an honest assessment of our state's strengths. Nick Mattiello will usher in a new direction for our state, where our citizens will not constantly hear that our state is a mess. Instead, Nick will open new public dialogue on how, working together, we will bring pride back to all Rhode Islanders by highlighting our strengths, not our weaknesses. Under Nick's leadership, Rhode Island's economic rebirth will serve as a model of how working together with no agenda except the public's good can bring about real change and economic growth for generations to come. One of Nick's favorite stories is that in Texas, if you go in a bar and criticize their state, you'll get punched in the mouth. In Rhode Island, if you go in a bar and criticize the state, the people at the bar will buy you a drink. This will change under Nick's leadership. Pride in our state's economic rebirth will be restored. Under Nick's leadership, the 2015 and 16 House will lead by our actions, not mere promises. Sometimes destiny intervenes and makes the unlikely happen. Surely no one could have imagined the circumstances that led to the victorious election of Nick as Speaker last session. Last year's flash Speaker race provided a challenge testing the leadership abilities of would-be candidates. When all the phone calls ended and the pizza and the beer was gone and the political fallout cleared, Nick Mattiello was the last and the best man standing. That same hard work that went into the Speaker's race and determination and strength over long odds and very, very little sleep will be the template for the economic revival of Rhode Island. Nick Mattiello is the right man at the right time to lead Rhode Island out of our economic downturn. Sometimes destiny makes the choice that finally brings about change. In 3 short months last session, Nick Mattiello brought reform and change to Rhode Island. From the elimination of the master levy to corporate tax reform, from raising the minimum wage to estate tax reform, Nicholas Mattiello accomplished these reforms not seen in decades of trying. These reforms offer a glimpse of things to come in the next 2 years under the leadership of Nicholas Mattiello. All of us must agree that a united House is essential if we are to initiate reforms, both economically and ethically. A new beginning where the issues and reforms this House considers important to be given real and meaningful consideration. Nick has already shown this by his actions and desire to include everyone, regardless of political party, in this reform and his plan for economic revival for our state. Our House, under the leadership of Nicholas Mattiello, will be united for the public benefit. Our House, under the leadership of Nicholas Mattiello, will stand for change when that change makes government better. Our House, under the leadership of Nicholas Mattiello, will be built on trust, honesty, transparency, not secrecy or deception. Let the legacy of the 2014 General Assembly under the leadership of Nicholas Mattiello be that we've truly placed the good of the people above personal interests and petty politics. Let our legacy be that we learned from past mistakes and we're smart enough not to repeat them. Let our legacy be that we opened up our House to full and meaningful debate on the issues of reform, both economically and ethically. Let our legacy under the leadership of Nicholas Mattiello be that the voice of the ordinary citizen is heard just as loud as the voice of the politically connected. Above all else, let the legacy of the 2015 General Assembly under the leadership of Nicholas Mattiello be that we truly listen to the voice of the people who elected us as representatives, listened, heard, and acted on their concerns. So once again, it is with great pride and hope that I second the nomination of my very good friend, Nicholas Mattiello, as the Speaker of the Rhode Island House of Representatives. Thank you.
Nomination of Nicholas Mattiello for Speaker of the House. If so, please rise and be recognized. Representative O'Grady, Representative Ackerman, Representative Agello, Representative Handy, Representative Filippi, Representative Carnevale, Representative Yuchi, Representative Amore, Representative McEwen, Representative Lombardi, Representative Barrows, Representative O'Brien, Representative Carson, Representative Price, Representative Phalangio, Representative Craven, Representative Marshall, Representative Winfield, Representative Gallison, Representative DeSimone, Representative Tanzi, Representative Ruggiero, Representative Almeida, Representative Williams, Representative Coughlin, Representative Jacquard, Representative Hearn, Representative Serpa, Representative Costantino, Representative Tobin, Representative Nunes, Representative Marcello, Representative Falella, Representative Lima, Representative Kennedy, I think I called you, yeah, Kaufman, yeah. Just want to be sure. Okay. Representative Fogarty, Representative Messier, Representative Malik, Representative Carvesi, Representative Diaz, Representative Lancia, Representative Macbeth, Representative Solomon, Representative McNamara, Representative Azanaro, Representative Slater, Representative Rogenberg, Representative Trillo, Representative Newberry, Representative Sokarchi, Representative Mello, Representative Edwards, Representative Lally, Representative Costa, Representative, no, not to speak. No, McLaughlin, yeah, right. Didn't want if the speaker wanted to second his own nomination. Representative McLaughlin, Representative Azanaro, yeah, Representative Morin, Representative Casey, Representative Riley, Representative Nardello, Representative Giarrusso, Representative McLaughlin, he's sitting down now, Representative Phillips, Representative Kazarian, Representative Johnston, Representative Morgan, Representative Bennett, Representative Roberts, Representative Maldonado, Representative Keeble, and Representative Blajewski, Representative Hall, and Representative Chippendale, and Representative Abney. Are there any other seconds? Discussion? Representative Lita DeSimone moves that the nomination be closed. And Whip Edwards seconds the nomination. Discussion. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say nay. Aye. The ayes have it. The motion passes and the nominations for Speaker are closed. Clerk, please read the rolls of the members to vote for the position of Speaker of the House. Members shall indicate their choice by announcing the name.
Representative Abney.
Nicholas Mattiello.
Representative Ackerman. Representative Agello. Representative Almeida. Representative Amori. Representative Azanaro. Representative Barros. Representative Bennett. Representative Blajewski. Representative Cannavale. Representative Carson, Representative Casey, Representative Chippendale, Representative Corvese, Representative Costa, Representative Costantino, Representative Coughlin, Representative Craven, Representative DeSimone, Representative Diaz, Representative Edwards, Representative Filella, Representative Filippi, Representative Fogarty, Representative Gallison, Representative Giarrusso, Representative Handy, Representative Hearn, Representative Hull, Representative Chakad, Representative Johnston, Representative Kazarian, Representative Keeble, Representative Kennedy, Representative Lally, Representative Lancia, Representative Lima, Representative Lombardi, Representative Macbeth, Representative Maldonado, Representative Malik, Representative Marcello, Representative Marshall, Representative Mattiello, Representative McKiernan, Representative McLaughlin, Representative McNamara, Representative Mello, Representative Messier, Representative Morgan, Representative Morin, Representative Natalillo, Representative Newberry, Representative Nunes, Representative O'Brien, Representative O'Grady, Representative Palangio, Representative Phillips, Representative Price, Representative Regenberg, Representative Riley, Representative Roberts, Representative Ruggiero, Representative Serpa, Representative Shikarchi, Representative Slater, Representative Solomon, Representative Tanzi, Representative Tobon, Representative Trillo, Representative Bucci, Representative Williams, and Representative Winfield.
It is my honor and pleasure to announce that with the vote of 73-0, Representative Nicholas A. Mattiello of District 15 in Cranston has been re-elected Speaker for the years 2015 and 2016. The chair appoints the following, communication from the clerk.
I have two communications. January 5th, 2015. Honorable Nicholas Mattiello, Speaker of the House, room 323, State House, Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island. Dear Speaker Mattiello, I regret to inform you I will be unable to attend inauguration on Tuesday, January 6, 2015. Please note that if I were present, I would enthusiastically vote for you as House Speaker. I look forward to serving the great people of District 21 and working for you during the 2015 session. Sincerely, Representative Eileen S. Norton. January 6, 2015, Representative Dennis Canario is out of state. He would like the official House Journal to reflect that he had been present, if he had been present today for the election of Speaker, he would have voted for Nicholas A. Mattiello. Sincerely, Representative Dennis M. Canario.
Thank you. And now the Chair appoints the following committee to escort Speaker Mattiello: Representative Almeida, Representative Amore, Representative Azanaro, Representative Casey, Representative Costa, Representative Diaz, Representative Edwards, Representative Keeble, Representative Malik, Representative Marshall, Representative McNamara, Representative Messier, Representative O'Brien, Representative Serpa, Representative Shekarchi, Representative Slater, and Representative Trillo. I also like to ask members of the committee to escort Speaker Mattiello's wife, Mary Ann, and their sons, Nicholas and Anthony, to the rostrum as well. The chair wants to call representatives as a committee to escort the Honorable Paul Suttel, Chief Justice of the Rhode Island Supreme Court, to the rostrum. Representative Blajewski, Representative Carnevale, Representative Carvesi, Representative Craven, Representative DeSimone, Representative Gallison, Representative Hearn, Representative Hull, Representative Jacquard, Representative Lally, Representative Macbeth, Representative Marcello, Representative Mello, Representative Morin, Representative Newberry, Representative Palangio, and Representative Yuchi. Chief Justice Patel, would you please administer the oath of office to the Honorable Speaker Nicholas A. Mattiello?
Thank you. As a former member of this great chamber, and particularly as a member of the minority, it is always a pleasure to stand at the Speaker's rostrum, and a great honor for me to participate in today's proceedings. If you would raise your right hand and please repeat after me. I, Nicholas A. Mattiello, do solemnly swear. If you place your left hand on the Bible. Thank you. I, Nicholas A. Mattiello, do solemnly swear.
I, Nicholas A. Mattiello, do solemnly swear
To faithfully discharge the duties of Speaker.
to faithfully discharge the duties of Speaker
With fairness to all.
with fairness to all,
And to uphold the honor and prerogatives of this House and its members.
and to uphold the honor and prerogatives of this House and its members
To the best of my ability, so help me God.
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
I first want to thank Chief Justice Patel for coming down and swearing me in. Thank you, Your Honor. It's a particular honor and a pleasure for me for you to be here on my behalf, so thank you very much. I want to thank Representative Abney for doing a phenomenal job. Thank you. Thank you, Marvin. And I'd like to begin by thanking all of my colleagues who elected me today. I am truly grateful for your continued support. I relish the opportunity to serve my first full two-year term. As you know, I was deeply honored to be elected by many of you on March 25, 2014, under very trying circumstances. Working together, the House did not skip a beat during this sudden and unforeseen change in leadership. In fact, I believe we became stronger, more unified House of Representatives. The support you showed me then, and that you have shown me today, is truly overwhelming. I vow to live up to the great confidence that you have placed in me. I would first once again like to thank Representative Marvin Abney, who did a fantastic job in convening this chamber for the very first time as the senior member from Newport. Thank you again, Marvin. Representative Abney, I am proud to call you a friend. Your background as a retired Army major, a state education official, gives this House a very important perspective. And your talent was certainly displayed this afternoon. Thank you. I'd like to also thank Representatives Brian Kennedy and Charlene Lima for placing my name in nomination. It's interesting to be sitting there and to listen to such nice things, and you folks found the best way to say some very nice things. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. You are both among the most dedicated and hardworking public servants in Rhode Island. When this term is completed, you will have served a combined more than 50 years in this chamber. Also, today marks a very special distinction for Chairman Kennedy. First elected in 1988, he has a new title, the Dean of the House, which we bestow on the member with the most years of service. Congratulations to you, Chairman Kennedy. We could not have achieved many of our successes from the 2014 session without great teamwork. At our Democratic caucus in November, we re-elected the 3 members of the House leadership team, Majority Leader John DeSimone, Whip Jay Edwards, and Deputy Whip Joseph Almeida. I also indicated at the caucus that I will be reappointing Charlene Leamer as Deputy Speaker and Donna Lally as Speaker pro tempore, and more appointments will be forthcoming. I am truly fortunate to have such a terrific team leading the House of Representatives. I also wish to congratulate Minority Leader Brian Newberry, Whip Joe Trillo, and Deputy Whip Mike Chippendale, all of whom were elected by the Republican caucus. I look forward to continuing to work with all of you. Moving the state forward in a positive and prosperous direction requires bipartisan cooperation. I pledge to continue to listen to all good ideas, no matter if there is a D, an R, or an I after your name. Today, as I look out at the 15 new faces in our 75-member body, I can't help but feel great excitement on such a special day. I welcome all your family members and friends to the chamber. While this is my 5th inaugural ceremony, I still remember my very first one. I was filled with a great sense of pride, hope, and optimism. As I indicated to you on orientation day, this will be the greatest experience of your life. This is a great, diverse, and experienced class. Congratulations to all on this momentous day. I can't wait to get started working with each of you. And I am very eager to work closely with President Teresa Paiva Weed and all the members of the Senate. I also look forward to collaborating with our Governor, Gina Raimondo, and all of our general officers. Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee, Treasurer Seth Magaziner, Secretary of State Nellie Gorbea, and our returning Attorney General, former House colleague and friend, Peter Kilmartin. There is a lot of work ahead, and I want to briefly outline an agenda that I would like to see addressed this year. As I stated on March 25, and I repeat every chance I get, the focus of this chamber will be on jobs and the economy. We are proud of the bold steps we took in reducing the corporate tax rate from 9% to 7%, now the lowest in the Northeast. We raised the exemption on the estate tax to $1.5 million while eliminating the cliff provision. And we helped the middle class by raising the minimum wage to $9 per hour. This year, I want to continue to focus on making us a more competitive state on jobs and tax issues. We need to grow our economy and to get Rhode Island back to work. One of the initiatives at the top of our agenda will be to exempt Social Security income from state income tax. We are only one of 13 states that currently taxes Social Security. As I have said many times, we can no longer be an outlier state. We must be competitive with our neighbors, such as Massachusetts, where there is no tax on Social Security. Since I announced my support for this initiative, the response has been overwhelmingly positive. Many representatives and I have heard from constituents who had planned to relocate to other states where their Social Security is not taxed, and now are having second thoughts about leaving. I know that keeping people in Rhode Island with more discretionary income in their pockets will be a significant long-term gain for our economy. This initiative comes with a short-term cost in our state budget, but we need to start using a more dynamic analysis that takes into consideration long-term benefits, instead of a static analysis that only looks at how much things cost. It is time that we make the hard choices that will put Rhode Island back on track for the long term. Secondly, I want to look very closely at expanding the Jobs Development Act to small businesses, as proposed by Representative Shekarchi. This legislation will provide tax credits to employers that locate or start up here and commit to providing good-paying jobs. Next, Representative Marshall is working on an innovative proposal to expand the Site Readiness Program. It has been utilized so effectively at Quonset Business Park, where more than 10,000 Rhode Islanders are now employed. One of the biggest complaints that I hear from the business community is that it takes too long to obtain the necessary permits and licenses to start their businesses. This plan, using Quonset's model of expediting permitting, will allow for pad readiness sites elsewhere in our state. We simply cannot let red tape stand in the way of bringing jobs to Rhode Island. We also must address burdensome regulations that apply to our business community. Representative Serpa will continue to spearhead our efforts to ensure that meaningful regulatory reform is enacted. We have much work to do to ensure that government is not standing in the way of economic growth. Just as we did in addressing the corporate and estate taxes, we must continue to show that Rhode Island is open for business. In my previous 8 years as a representative, we have unfortunately had a structural budget deficit each year. As we struggled through the Great Recession, we were unable to effectively address it. The problem is clear. Our expenses are growing at a faster rate than our revenues. So the out-year deficit continues to grow larger each and every year. My charge to Chairman Gallison and the Finance Committee this year, despite a looming deficit, is to finally address Rhode Island's structural deficit. This will be painful, but the businesses will not invest in our state if we have a long-term financial problems. Businesses want stability and predictability. I have asked Chairman Gallison and our excellent House fiscal staff to provide several options to begin making these tough choices to get Rhode Island back on the right track. As I have said, we can no longer be an outlier state. All of our spending policies must be scrutinized. If we are more generous than our neighboring states, we must make adjustments that ensure our competitiveness. In recent years, I am proud of the increased investments we have made in education, both in our public schools and our institutions of higher learning. I am not going to retreat from that commitment. We must look at trimming the huge cost of some of our other programs to make certain that they are being operated in the most efficient manner possible. We must also give scrutiny to the healthcare exchange. While I support an effective program that provides affordable health insurance options, I have not been convinced that the current exchange can justify its price tag. No matter the issue, all policy considerations will be looked at under the lens of how it will improve our state's economy and job climate. Growing our economy will always be the #1 priority of the House of Representatives. No doubt there are tough choices ahead, but that's what we were elected to do. Make the tough choices to get our great state moving again. And one final thought. Just as we should all be proud to be here today in this historic House of Representatives, we all need to show more pride in the state of Rhode Island. We are working hard to make our state more economically competitive. But let's not forget what makes our great state. From our oceans and beaches to our great cities and towns, to our world-renowned colleges and great restaurants. Businesses want to move to a state where the people are proud and hardworking. College graduates want to remain in a state where our opportunities are plentiful. Let us stand together, and while we work to make it stronger, be proud of our home, our great state of Rhode Island. As I conclude, I want to take a few minutes to thank so many family members and friends who are here today. First, my wife, Mary Ann. Thank you for all of your love and support. And please join me in wishing Marianne a happy birthday. For several years, I was the majority leader, and I've been the speaker since March 25. And the hours are long, hard, and grueling. And it's tough on the families, just as the families of each and every representative in this chamber and every other elected official. But I spend a lot of time serving the people of the state, and my wife has always been great at allowing me to do that. And it takes a special person to allow that. So thank you, Marianne. I love you. And to my sons, Nick and Tony. They were 14 and 12 when I first got elected, and I remember they were young men then, but they've grown into young adults. My son Nick is working now, proud graduate of URI, and Tony's up at Franklin Pierce Jr., and they're young adults being productive, and time in this chamber goes by very fast, and they've sacrificed their dad a little bit so that I can serve the public. So thank you very much for your support. I'd also like to thank my sister, Susan, who's a wonderful person and a rock. Thank you, Susan. My brother-in-law, Rocco Izzo, my nephew, Ryan, my mother-in-law, Mary Montecalvo, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, Michael and Carol Montecalvo, my niece, Donna Adler, to all of my family members and my many friends, thank you for your love, support, and friendship. And as I'm looking over there, Matthew Adler's with his wife, Donna, so thank you, Matt. Once again, thank you to all the members who showed their confidence in me and voting for me today. I look forward to working with and serving each and every one of you, and it's truly heartwarming to get the kind of support that I've received from you. So thank you. I will do my best to live up to some of the kind words and the support you've showed me. Thank you. It is now my privilege to call upon our new governor, Gina Raimondo, to address us for the first time. Governor Raimondo.
Thank you all for being here. My husband, Andy and Moffat, and I are here. Our kids are home bundling up to get ready for the water fire that we're about to head to, and that I hope many of you will join us. We have the water fire, and then right after that we're going to have a party at the Water Place restaurant. I would love all of you and your families to be there if you can. It's a great privilege for me to be here. As I listened to the speaker's remarks, it struck me that we are aligned in our objectives and in our goals, because at the end of the day, together, we have to create middle-class jobs. We have to get this state back to work. Because if we do that, you can clap, it's all right. Because if we do that, it'll make our families better, and it'll give us the money that we need to invest in our future and in infrastructure and in schools and in higher education. And it'll make our communities safer. So that's why I ran, and I have to tell you, today I asked the Speaker to join me on the dais for my inauguration, which is unusual. Not sure if it's been done before. I know it's not typical, and I did that as a signal that I'm looking forward to unprecedented collaboration with your leader and with all of you, because we're doing this for the same reason. You're right. It's a lot of time away from your family. It's hard, but we're doing it because we believe in Rhode Island and we believe in the future of this state. To those of you who are newly elected, congratulations. Congratulations to your families. It's a privilege and an honor to serve. To those of you who are back for more, God bless you. We're going to do this. Yes, we have challenges. I know that. We all know that. Some of our families are struggling, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. It's not going to be done overnight, but a step at a time, pursuant to our strategy, we're going to put this state back on track. And we are going to be the team that's going to ignite Rhode Island's great comeback. And it is a great privilege and honor for me to work with you. So thank you. Thank you very much. I also I'm going to recognize the new Lieutenant Governor McKee, who's going to be at my right hand, General Treasurer Seth Magaziner, Attorney General Peter Kilmartin. This is a wonderful team. I'm happy to have him. And we have to excuse ourselves now and scoot out the door because they're waiting for us to light this water fire in about 5 minutes. So God bless. Thank you.
Governor Raimondo, that has a nice ring to it. Congratulations. I look forward to working with you. And I will announce right now that the governor has been a great partner. We've already had several conversations, and we're aligned, and I look forward to working with her. Everyone in this chamber is going to enjoy that relationship. Thank you, Governor. At this time, please join me in welcoming Christopher Davey back to the rostrum to sing God Bless America. Christopher.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her with the night, with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you, Chris. That was beautiful. Thank you. I've known Chris since he was a young boy. I've known that the Davey family is a wonderful family, very close to me. And the Davey boys are wonderful, and they sure are talented. So, Pete and Kathy, congratulations, and thank you very much. The next order of business is the election of the Clerk of the House for the years 2015 and 2016. Nominations are in order. I call on Representative Mary Messier of Pawtucket. Representative Messier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am proud to nominate Frank McCabe to continue in the role of House Reading Clerk Frank, who lives in my home city of Pawtucket, has been the reading clerk for the last 9 years. Prior to that, he was a clerk at the U.S. District Court in Providence and the U.S. Court of Appeals in Boston. Frank has done a great job here, and I proudly place his name into nomination.
Thank you, Representative. Is there a second? Seconded by Representative Barros. Representative Johnston.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. At this point, I move that all nominations be closed.
Is there a second? Second. That is seconded by Representative Edwards, Whip Edwards, and Representative Tabone. Representative Messier.
I move that Representative Barros be directed to cast one ballot for Francis McCabe for the office of Clerk of the House.
Is there a second? Representative Tobin seconds that. All in favor? Aye. All against? The ayes have it. The motion passes. Representative Barros casts one vote for Francis McCabe. I declare Francis McCabe is elected Clerk of the House. Congratulations, Mr. McCabe. Now, nominations are in order for the office of Recording Clerk of the House for the years 2015 and 2016. Representative Corvese.
Mr. Speaker, it gives me a great pleasure to place the name of Linda McElroy to the name for the position of Recording Clerk. She's held this position many years. She hails from the town of North Providence, and it's my pleasure to put her name into nomination.
Good choice, Representative. And that is seconded by Representative O'Brien.
Second it.
So noted. Representative Lally.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the nominations for clerk be closed.
Is there a second? Representative Corvese seconds that. Representative Lally.
Mr. Speaker, I move that Representative Corvese be directed to cast one ballot for Linda McElroy for recording clerk.
Is there a second? Representative O'Brien seconds that. All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Representative Corvese, is it correct that you cast one vote for Linda McElroy? He does. I declare Linda McElroy is elected recording clerk. Congratulations, Linda. And thank you very much. If you would both stand, raise your right hands. Do you, Francis McCabe, as the Clerk of the House, and you, Linda McElroy, as Recording Clerk of the House, solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful to the state of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations, support the constitutions and laws of this state, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of your aforesaid offices during the 2015 and 2016 sessions to the best of your abilities, according to the law, so help you God. Congratulations. And now we'll move to announcements. But once again, before we do that, I just want to say it's nice to take the rostrum again. Thank you all for your support. And thank you for all of the hard work that each and every one of us is going to do on behalf of our citizens. Leader DeSimone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Initially, I'd like to take a moment to congratulate you on your overwhelming re-election. I've been in this chamber many times, and I was just saying to Representative Palangio, I can't remember how long it's been that a speaker was unanimously elected by both the Republicans and the Democrats. That's a great sign of your leadership and a job well done for last year. I was honored to be elected by the Democratic caucus in November to serve as Majority Leader for the next 2 years. I'd also like to congratulate Whip Jay Edwards and Deputy Whip Joe Almeida, who were elected along with me. I'd also like to congratulate my counterparts in leadership across the aisle. To Minority Leader Brian Newberry and my good friend Whip Joe Trillo, I look forward to continuing to work closely with you and your caucus. Most importantly, I'd like to welcome the 15 freshmen who were sworn in today. This is such an exciting day for all of you and your many friends and family who are here to support you and celebrate with you. Congratulations to all of you. As Majority Leader, one of my many responsibilities is to develop a legislative calendar of issues that we will be considering. My office will be open to you, and please come see me if you want to discuss legislation or policy issues. My legal counsel, Peter Waslick, was a member of this chamber for more than 20 years, and you will find that he is extremely helpful to work with you as well. I look forward to working with all of you over these next 2 years. Speaker Mattiello set out a very strong agenda for this session. We have to continue to focus on improving the state's economy and our job climate. Today has been a great day. There's been a lot of pomp and ceremony, and it's a joyous day, so I'm going to keep my remarks short. But the Speaker has directed us to accomplish many great things for this state, and I think we all share in the enthusiasm that Rhode Island is ready to start moving, grow its economy, and be the best state in this United States. Based on what we were able to accomplish in a few short months last year, we have shown we can work together to get our state moving. By the end of June, I think all of us will be very pleased with our collective work this session. Good luck to everyone, and I look forward to working with everyone. And I know the Speaker and the leadership team looks forward to getting to work. Once this day is over and the festivities are over, as I said when the Speaker first took office, words are easy and they sound great, but we intend to be judged by our acts and deeds, and that'll be the bar that we have levied against all critics. We're going to be judged by our acts and deeds. After we conclude our festivities today, I would like to cordially invite all our members, their families, their friends to the third floor for a reception. Please join us. And getting to some housekeeping, Mr. Speaker, I'd like all the freshmen to know that these seats are temporary. I'm going to ask the pages to pass out the seating assignments for the 2015-2016 session that will take effect tomorrow. For all members who didn't have a chance to have their photos taken with their guests before session, we will have a photographer available at the conclusion of our session in room 35. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good luck to everyone.
Thank you, Leader. I'm going to take a moment, just recognize a few people that are very important to me that I see here. My good friend Nick Capobianco, who Nick's an old political warhorse. There's not a door that I go to that Nick's not with me, and his advice is invaluable. His support's invaluable. Thank you, Nick. My good friend John Ritchie, who's always there for me, always willing to help. Thank you, John. Jim and Ann Malloy, best friends in the world you can have. Thank you for being such good folks. John Seepy, thank you for being here. Mike Seepy, the chair of our Democratic City Committee in Cranston, and a good friend who always does such good work on behalf of all of us. Thank you, Mike. Mayors Lorza and Diosa, welcome to the House Chamber. Thank you for all of your hard work. And my good friend John Manny, who's always there for me no matter what. He was there for me 8 years ago on my first race, and he just manages to get things done. And, you know, anyone who knows John, he's just the best guy in the world. He'll give you the shirt off his back at any moment, even if it's not in his best interest. So, John, thank you for being you. And now on to announcements and introductions. Whip Trillo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members of the House. First, I would like to sincerely congratulate you on being elected as the Speaker of the House. I've served in this room. This will be my 15th year, and I've never voted for a Speaker in the beginning of a session, nor have the Republicans. And this just goes to demonstrate the commitment that we see from you and the direction that you plan on heading with this state. So along with you, I'd like to congratulate you. I'd also like to congratulate my good friend, Representative John DeSimone, as the majority leader. I'm sure that the both of you together as a team will do a great job for this state. And while I have the microphone, I'd also like to introduce some of the DeSimone family, especially Diane DeSimone, who's the wife of the leader. She is the rock of the DeSimone household. She's the woman that keeps the DeSimone household on an even keel. And I'd like to welcome her to the House. Also, sons John Jr. John, can you stand up for us? And son Anthony. Anthony. And the family is also joined by John's sister, Gail Teller. Gail, are you here? And her husband, Bob Teller. And Mary Lombardo is also John's sister. And there's his brother, who's a very shy guy, Tommy DeSimone. Tommy, come on, stand up and wave. Welcome to the House of Representatives.
Thank you, Whip. Representative Diaz.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to start by congratulating you and all members of the leadership. I'm so proud and happy to be part of this wonderful House of Representatives, willing to work hard for Rhode Island. But today, I double happy or triple happy because of you, the new governor for the state of Rhode Island, Gina Raimondo, and for someone who will be very close to me every day, the mayor of the city of Providence. I'm happy to introduce, and it's my great opportunity, my honor, introduce a man who brings in great energy, hard work for the city, and I'm sure he will make the city of Providence one of the Chinese cities in New England, or probably in the country. And I'm so happy, Mr. Mayor, that I have this opportunity to work with you. Also, I'd like to welcome Mr. Tony Simons. He's the Chief of Staff of the City of Providence and longtime friend. As well, I would like to introduce some of my family members and supporters. In the balcony, I have my Providence firefighter, Lieutenant Ruben Feliz, who is my son, and his wife, Carrie Bridges. And in this corner, I have my sister who traveled from New York to be with us today. And it's my beautiful sister, Christine Piccini, and my daughter, Giselle Familia, as well David Perdomo, who is known by many members of the House because he's a great volunteer, and Julia Guzman. All of them are part of my life, and they are responsible for having me here in the House. Again, welcome to each one of you, especially the new freshmen, and 3 new members who will increase in the numbers of the Black and Latino caucus. One beautiful lady for the city of Central Falls who says, Shelby Maldonado. My other good friends already, Mr. Jean Phillips Barros and Carlos Tavon from Colombia. So we have a great opportunity to represent the entire Black and Latinos caucus in the state. And I don't want to forget the youngest and handsome mayor of the city of Central Falls, my good friend James Diosa. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Representative Diaz. And I just feel compelled to say right now that I am honored and proud that Grace is my friend, and when she's your friend, you can't have a better advocate and friend in the world. So thank you for your friendship, Grace. Representative Almeida.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Congratulations to you, sir, and congratulations to our majority leader. Congratulations to all y'all. Here we go. I also want to say congratulations to Mayor Rosa. When this brother walked, let me tell you, he did what a politician is supposed to do. Now, I've seen this brother. I thought for sure that as he went through Southside, he might have a few problems with some of the pit bulls, but he handled it very well. You did a great job, my brother, and we're really glad that you're here. So let the new beginning happen in the city. With that, I have a couple of names that, Mr. Speaker, I would like to end this session with, since passed. Nancy Serrano was the wife of Thomas Serrano. She always worked on my campaign, and she was very, very proud of her Puerto Rican heritage. And boy, did she let me know about it, too. So we'll definitely miss Nancy Serrano. And for the police officers in this room, as you all know, we had a terrible event in New York. As the bagpipes blow, I ask that we lower our heads at the end of this session for 2 New York police detectives, Rafael Ramos and Juan John Liu. Police officers are not asked to do what they do. They do what they do based on their heart, their belief in all that we have just seen today. As Marvin Abney said, he's a soldier, so am I. But the soldiers, the uniforms that we wear for these brothers and these sisters that are out here every day, we ask that both their families are thought about today, that we ask that their families are believed in today, that we ask that their families are blessed for today, for the bagpipes are blowing. So I ask that we end this in Rafael Ramos and Juan J. Liu. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We will, Representative. Representative Chippendale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I too would like to thank my wonderful wife, Sherry, and my children, my daughter, Paige, my son, Shane, who are up in the gallery watching today. Thank them for their support over the years, and we all know what that means when it comes to our family. I'd also like to introduce a friend of mine, newly elected Republican Representative Robert Natalillo III. I'm sure all of you who do not know Bobby will get to know him very, very shortly. Bobby today has with him his wife Jacqueline, his son Rocco, his daughter Melania. He has his dad, Robert Natalillo Jr. He has Mr. and Mrs. Salvatore DiVincenzo, who grandparents. He has Dorothy Natalillo, his grandmother, Teresa Jerzyk, his mother-in-law, and Mr. and Mrs. Ryan Natalillo, his brother, and his brother's wife. I want to welcome them all to the chamber, and to Representative Natalillo, I wish you the best of luck in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Leader Newberry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My congratulations to you as well on your re-election.
Thank you.
It is not easy for a Republican in Rhode Island to vote for a Democrat for Speaker at the beginning of the session. But in all seriousness, the fact that we all did is a testament to the fact that you made a number of promises to change things the way things were run last March, and you followed through for those 3 months, and we hope to continue to work with you and to see that follow through in the next 2 years. Also, while I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce one of the new members of the House to you and introduce her family. Representative Sherry Roberts from West Greenwich and Coventry. She's here with her mother, Lori Sherman DeSalvo, her daughter, Tia Roberts, and her friend, Paul Porto. And I'd like you to welcome Sherry to the House. Obviously, you're all going to get to see a lot of her in the next 2 years, so welcome her, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader. I look forward to working with you also. Chairman Gallison.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, Mr. Speaker, congratulations to you, and look forward to another 2 years. And
Thank you.
I know you call me Mr. No, but that's okay. First of all, to all the new members, congratulations and welcome to the House. I'd like to introduce the town administrator of town of Bristol, Antonio Texera, who's up in the gallery here. And Tony, welcome and thank you for coming. And I'd like to introduce my parents, Raymond and Barbara Gallison, who are sitting over here. And up in the back gallery, my wife, Diane. And thank you for putting up with all the nights that I'm not around. So thank you. And, of course, to my 2 police officers, my son Timothy and my son Nathan.
Representative Tabone.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for this opportunity. I want to, first of all, congratulate you on once again being our Speaker and our leader. Leader DeSimone, I want to, both of you, thank you for your belief and confidence in me throughout this time. I am very fortunate to be accompanied by my father and mother, Carlos Tobon and Sonia Tobon, who are here, and they are my inspiration, and this is a way that I could honor them. I want to thank also a mentor, a friend, and someone who has seen me grow up, Mr. Paul Choquette from Gilbane. Thank you, Paul, for being here and sharing this moment with me. This has been a long road. Some of you may know. I attempted in 2010, 2012, we almost made it. And we came back, and that's the beauty of what our country allows us, you know, through perseverance. We can go great places and join fine bodies such as this one. I want to thank my guests, my brother Alejandro Tobon, who came from Florida to be with me, my younger brother Jorge Tobon, who came from Los Angeles to be here. He was my backbone in the last election. He was my campaign manager. And Eddie Garcia, who's been unbelievable and just great partner. My godparents, Leon and Rocio Cataño, my cousin Leon Jr. and his girlfriend Daisy, Mama Ama. She is somebody who's, I used to deliver the paper for the Pawtucket Times when I was 8 years old, and whenever I ran out, I'd go to a convenience store. Thank you for being here. And Isaac. My good friend and older brother, kind of, Huáscar Montilla, my friend Elvis Carrasco, John Flores and Casey from Drupal Connect, thank you for your friendship. My good friend Curtis Thomas, my campaign manager John Perilli, my boss Greg Troy, and my very good friend and mentor Maggie Picot. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative. Deputy Speaker Lima.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and congratulations on your re-election.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Leader DeSimone. It truly is a great honor for me to be part of this leadership team. A couple of announcements. First, I want to, as you said, it's hard on families. I want to thank my husband, Frank Fiorenzano. He was somewhere up in the West Galley, and happy birthday to you, too. And I also want to congratulate my colleagues and the 15 freshmen here, but especially Representative Robert Nottolillo III, and I want to welcome the Nottolillo family. It's great to have another cousin up here on the other side of the aisle. And I want to recognize also Mike Seepy, the chairman of the Democratic Party, and his son Stephen Seepy are here. We also have the council here. Councilman Paul Arquette, who was a former representative, who's from the 3rd Ward, my ward. Councilman Richard Santa Maria, the new vice president of the council in Cranston and a councilman at large. And my good friend and a financial expert, Councilman Mario Aceto from your ward, Mr. Speaker. Welcome to the Cranston officials. And last but not least, I want to welcome our former colleague, former Representative Joanne Giannini, that most of you know, and her sister Susan. Welcome back to the House, Joanne. And my former grammar school classmate, I might add. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Mike Seepy, all the council members from the great city of Cranston, thank you for all of your hard work on behalf of our great city. It's noted. Thank you. And Frank Ferranzano, wherever you are, happy birthday. Representative Slater.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you on your re-election as Speaker, and the rest of the leadership team, Majority Leader John DeSimone and everyone else. I'd like to recognize, as you said, it's hard on the families. My wife was here a little earlier. She had to step outside with my daughters. I'd like to recognize her and thank her for her love and support while we're up here. There's many nights where we're away, and she takes care of my 2 beautiful daughters who help lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, my wife Bianca and my daughters Mia and Madeline. And thank you. I'd also like to recognize up in the gallery, we have my councilman who's here today, Councilman Wilbur Jennings of the 8th Ward. Councilman. Also, the finance director of the City of Providence, and not only the finance director and my boss, but also my dear friend for many years, Lawrence Mancini from Smithfield. So thank you all for being here today, and I want to congratulate all the new freshmen and look forward to working with everyone. Thanks.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Morgan.
I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce another new member to our Republican caucus. I'm very pleased to introduce Justin Price from District 39 and to welcome some of his family members, his son Aaron and his mother Marcia and girlfriend Jessica Wolke, his brother Wade and his wife Debbie, his brother Stacy and his wife Beatrice, and friends Clay Johnson, Steve Simo and his son Tyler, Ed Kirby, U.S. Marine Corps Sergeant Richard Austin, Diane Allen, and Bob Hartman. Welcome.
Chairman Shekarchi.
Speaker, congratulations to you. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome a new colleague, someone new to the Warwick delegation, but certainly not somebody who is new to this building. My good friend, Joe Solomon Jr., joins us as an elected official. I'd like to recognize his family that are here, his father, Councilman Joe Solomon Sr., his uncle, Council President Michael Solomon, his mother, his girlfriend Nicole, no stranger to you, Mr. Speaker, and former General Treasurer Anthony Solomon, all members of the Solomon family. We are very happy and proud to have you join us, Joe. Thank you.
Welcome to the Solomon family. It seems that public service is ingrained in your DNA. Thank you for all you do. Representative Giarrusso.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Happy New Year, everybody. Congratulations on your narrow victory. It was a real nail biter, I tell you. Don't put so much stress on us next time. First of all, you say how hard it is for the family, so my family's up there in the West Gallery, my wife Janet, which I can't say happy birthday because that's tomorrow, so we'll save that for tomorrow, but don't let anybody know that. And I have my son up there, Anthony Jr., there's Andrea, Leonardo, and James. So thank you for being here. Those guys, they're really sacrificing a lot. I've been missing a lot of games and missing a lot of homework assignments. I also want to take this opportunity to welcome one of our newest members of the Republican caucus, and it's Robert Lancia. He represents the good people of Cranston. And with him, he's got his wife, Mary Ann, his stepdaughter, Lisa, his stepson, Scott, and he's got his uncle, David, and his aunt, Nancy Nelson, his aunt, Mary. He's got cousin, Danny, and his sons, and his dear friend, Reverend Ginger O'Shan, and his friend, Eileen Grossman. Welcome to the House. Good luck.
Representative Jacquard.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Congratulations on your election as Speaker. Look forward to working with you and the leadership team this year. And also congratulations to the new members, and I'm sure you're going to have a great experience here. And I'd like to personally congratulate one new member in particular who I've gotten to know this afternoon, a representative from Pawtucket, Scott Coughlin, and Representative Coughlin, David Coughlin, and Representative Coughlin has two guests here today that I'd like to introduce. First of all, his daughter, Ashley Coughlin, and Ashley's mother, Lucy Raposo. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and welcome to the House.
Representative Costa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Congratulations on your re-election. Leader DeSimone, congratulations, sir. Best of luck to both of you. I know we're in good hands. Before I introduce Blake Filippi, I'd like to introduce two people that are near and dear to my heart and who have missed their moms quite a bit this whole summer, because I've walked the district a lot. So I would like to introduce my husband, Jim, and my beautiful daughter, Gabrielle. Want to stand up, Gabby? And Jim, thank you. Thank you so much. I also like to recognize two members of the Exeter Town Council that are here somewhere. We have President Ray Morrissey and Councilman Dan Patterson. I know they've been back and forth from here for the Senate chambers, so thanks for coming. And I'd also like to recognize Chairman Mark Smiley from the Rhode Island Republican Party. He is also here on the House floor. But now I'd like to introduce you to one of our newcomers, Blake Filippi, who I just admire, Blake. I have to thank you, Blake. I had the best time this summer with Blake. I remember getting that phone call, Mr. Speaker, and said, Doreen, can I come door knocking with you? I hear you're the door knocking queen. And that's exactly what Blake said to me. So Blake and I hung out in North Kingstown and Exeter, and Blake and I just knocked on doors for quite a while, and then he went on his own into Block Island and would send me a whole bunch of pictures of what he was doing on the campaign trail, and he worked extremely hard. Congratulations, Blake. I'd also like to recognize Blake's parents, Blake's mom, Marion Filippi. I know that you're here. You must be very proud of your son. And Blake's brothers, Stephen and Paul Filippi. Thanks again, and thank you so much, and good luck to all the freshmen here. I know it's a lot of hard work to get here, and I appreciate you running. Blake, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Tansey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, congratulations to you and to Leader DeSimone.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And to the freshmen in the room. And not least of all, to my family, my husband, Eric Buckbaum, and our lovely daughter, Delia Tansey Buckbaum. I'm very proud of her for helping lead us all in the pledge today. And I stand today mostly to acknowledge one of my new South Kingstown reps, one of the freshmen. Kathy Fogarty, who spent 10 years in South Kingstown working on the town council. And I am very happy to have her here helping to represent South Kingstown. And she brought with her quite the clan of folks. So I'll ask folks to hold applause till the end. But her very proud parents are here, Ann and Dave Riley, her sister Liz, her brothers Mike and Dave, and her niece Madison. And on her husband's side, on the in-law side, there are Brendan's parents, Bing and Pat Fogarty. Then there's Sheila, Stacia, Regina, and Chris Toomey. We have Phil and his wife Jen with their sons, George and Jackson. And then her husband Brendan with their two children, Brendan Jr. and Lauren. And then, of course, there are the friends. Our families are very forgiving, and our friends are there along with us as well. And I know how much these people mean to Kathy and her life. So Nancy Santucci, Wendy Bucci, Deb Bergner, Lee Smith, Anne Marie McGarty, and Kate Bucci. She counted on you, and you were all there for her. And we're so proud to have Kathy here join us in the chamber. Thank you.
Representative McLaughlin.
Mr. Speaker, request for introductions.
Proceed.
It's with great pleasure I'd like to introduce, on behalf of Representative Macbeth, Commander Eric Sutherland, United States Navy. Please stand. And I'd like to introduce my wife, Jill McLaughlin. Please stand, honey. That's my better half. She's the one who stands by me. I don't see former Senator Danny Izza, but he was here with us today, and Danny's been an asset to me. With that said, I'm not much at giving accolades to people, but I want to just let you freshmen know, and most of the reps in here know, as far as accolades go, Speaker Mattiello, okay, how should I put this? I just want to thank you. Okay, true leadership is shown by your actions and your deeds. Okay, and what I've come to realize is, in knowing Speaker Mattiello, we've had our differences. We haven't always voted, on the same issues, but this comes from the heart when I say this. True leadership is known when you can agree and disagree with someone, and yet leaders, real leaders, protect their men and their women, okay? Whether they agree with them or disagree with them, okay? We've got a great leader here, Speaker Mattiello. That's heartfelt. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Representative O'Brien.
Announcement, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
I'd like to, first of all, thank you, congratulate you on your election. But I also like to congratulate Dino and Shana Audiello for getting married on New Year's Eve. Dino works for us, and he's also, 2 days later, he was elected president of the Town Council of North Providence. So I'd like to congratulate him for that also. I would also like to give my condolences to Chairman Kennedy on the loss of his mother, and for my friend and colleague, Representative Marshall, for the loss of his mother-in-law. Thank you, and close in both their memories. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Dino, congratulations. Chairman Kennedy and Representative Marshall, our thoughts and prayers remain with you and your families. Representative Palangio.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and congratulations to you as well as my seatmate, Representative DeSimone, on your new on being elected to your positions. We have another new rep that hails from the city of Providence, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce Representative McKiernan, and he has some family with him. His wife, Christina. Where is Christina? Along with his son Thomas, and his daughter Bridget. Thank you for being here, and we can't forget your mom. Your mom, Carol. Thank you for being here, and congratulations, Stan.
Petrillo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Introduction, please.
Proceed.
I would like to introduce or reintroduce, because he served with us admirably for 2 years. Then he decided to take a little hiatus. And I'm talking about Representative Dan Riley. Is back with us. We welcome him into the Republican caucus. He's a tremendous asset to our caucus. He was in the past, and I'm sure he will be with us as we move forward in this session. He's also, and I'd like to recognize, he's with his fiancée, who's Dr. Alexandra Costa. And where is she? Alexandra, welcome to the House. And her parents, Peter Costa Sr. and, oh my God, put my glasses on. Oh, and Dr. Suzanne Costa. She's not there? Okay. And his brother is Christopher Riley. His brother is right here. And grandmother Patricia Riley. Welcome to the House of Representatives.
Representative Blazejewski.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members of the House. First of all, Mr. Speaker, congratulations on your reelection. I'd like to welcome, on behalf of Representative Ackerman, Sam Ackerman back to the House. Last time he was here, he passed a bill. So I don't know if he's got it on his agenda again, but he's at Columbia University, and he's doing a great job. His Rep. Ackerman's husband, Barry, and daughter, Ellie, who's at Cumberland High School, had to leave already today. And also our condolences, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to share my condolences for the passing of Representative Lally's father and mother, Donald Sr. and Francis. Our thoughts and prayers of this whole chamber, I know, are with the Lally family at this time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative. Our condolences, our thoughts, our prayers are with you, Representative Lally. Chairman Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and congratulations. It was an honor to be able to nominate you today, and I know you're going to continue to do the great job throughout this 2-year cycle that you did in the abbreviated 3 months that you previously served as Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to welcome from the town of Westerly Ryan Quattromani. He is somewhere up in the gallery here. He came up and has actually, I think he's thawed out by now because he sat through the ceremonies outside, attended the ceremonies over on the Senate side, and now is attending and watching us here on the House side. And also wanted to say hi to my dad, Ron Kennedy, who's watching the session back at home. He has his health issues as well that he's been dealing with, so I know he's watching today. He was here the first time I was sworn in so many, many years ago, and so just wanted to say hi to my dad.
Representative Regenberg.
Thank you, Speaker. I want to congratulate you on your election, as well as to Leader DeSimone, and I want to thank you for all the advice you've given me the last few months, and really excited to work with you. And I want to recognize my family and friends who are here, my parents, who came all the way out from Chicago, who are the biggest rocks in my life. My girlfriend, Katie, who's up in the gallery, who's the best person I've ever known. My family friends, Amanda Clark, who was my campaign manager, Abby Godino, who was my deputy campaign manager, Stefan Rodriguez, who was my field director, and particularly my grandparents who came out from Poughkeepsie, New York. My grandpa, Ralph, is probably the biggest reason I'm here. Grandpa was a refugee from the Holocaust, and he came to this country with the deepest appreciation for our democracy, which he taught to me every day. And I think that's the real reason that I'm here. So thank you so much.
Representative Yuchi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Announcement and request for condolence.
Proceed.
Thank you. It's my honor to welcome to the House chamber Representative Lauren Carson, who's sitting next to me today.
who has had to put up with me today, my antics, sitting here. She's joined, she's here from Newport, Rep District 75. So Marvin, you better hang in there because she was watching and taking notes as you were presiding over the chamber. She liked that job. Her mom is here today, Jean Stack, and her son, Andrew Carson. So welcome to the chamber, Lauren. And I would ask that the House adjourn today in the memory of Ray Johnson, who passed away from Johnston, Rhode Island. Ray was a longtime resident of Johnston. He leaves behind a lovely wife, son and daughter, grandchildren, very active in the Johnston Little League, and a good friend to all of us in Johnston, a good friend in the coffee shop I went to every morning. Things are a little different now in the morning for all of us without Ray, and I really saw it fitting to adjourn today in his memory. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We will. Thank you, Representative. Leader DeSimone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Introduction and announcement, please.
Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, it gives me great pleasure to introduce someone who keeps Representative Whip Trillo in line when he's not here at the State House. His lovely wife, Marilyn Trillo. Marilyn? And also, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to introduce my cousin, Father Capoverde, to the chamber. And I'd like to announce that tomorrow the session will be starting at 4 o'clock. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Leader. I would now like to introduce the Reverend Giacomo Capoverde, pastor of the Church of the Immaculate Conception in Westerly, for the benediction. Father Capoverde.
O Lord our God, we pray today for the work that needs to be done during this legislative calendar. Help all members of this body, especially Speaker Mattiello, my cousin, Leader John DeSimone, my state rep, Sam Azzanaro. May all present who are elected by the people and for the people be selfless in their desire to do what is right and have the wisdom, fortitude, and courage to avoid what is wrong. Help them in their legislation to be inspired by the patron saint of lawyers and politicians, St. Thomas More, rather than by Charles Darwin. Because while survival of the fittest may be a good working description of the process of evolution, a government of humans ought to elevate itself to a higher order. Help this legislative body not to be sidetracked with immoral pursuits, but rather let their pursuits be that of embracing the cause of the motto of our state, hope. Let that hope be a source of inspiration for all Rhode Islanders, pregnant moms, the aged, couples in the sacred bond of marriage, businessmen, and the self-employed. Help this legislative body, O Lord, to put Rhode Island back on the right track, from the shores of Westerly to the woodlands of Burrillville to the bays of the East. May all of us in the Ocean State and her representatives remember how futures are built. Amen.
Leader DeSimone moves that the House adjourn in memory of Nancy Serrano, Rafael Ramos, Wenyan Liu, Charlene Stanzione, Jeanette Kennedy, Donald Lally Sr., Francis Lally, Raymond Johnston. That is seconded by Leader Newberry. All those in favor, please stand for a moment of silence. The House stands adjourned.